Ah, Miss Gristle. I must say, you do look exceptionally vexed today.
You flatter me, Dr. T.
Anything special in the mail?
Indeed there is. The Queen is allegedly sending a secret agent to spy on us. He is supposed to find out if you are possibly planning to strike a blow against the Empire.
Under no circumstances is the Queen to learn of my sinister plans, which is why we shall take a few precautions. Have any applications for the job as henchmen arrived?
Just one, Doctor. From a woman in the United States.
An American? That will guarantee a quick finger on the trigger. Send the young lady an invitation. For my part, I shall make sure this agent has an unforgettable stay on our island. Let the game begin.
You are so wicked, Dr. T.
Thank you, Miss Gristle. I ask you, who could stop me now?
A crying shame it is. Another little twerp. All they lasted 5 minutes tops.
Then you better pull your punches this time.
What? Wait a minute. Who are you?
You borrowed yourself some money from Mr. Lee, remember? To pay for your ship, and now he wants his money back.
Already? Listen, Rome wasn't built in a day either. It takes a little time to set up a business.
A little time? It's been 3 years. Now, Mr. Lee finally wants to see cash on the table, with interest galore, naturally. And we're going to beat that interest out of you.
Right, it's high time. Might I pound him to a pulp, please?
Oh, all right, but not all at once.
What freak show did you two escape from, anyway?
I'm gonna turn you into a little freak show, right now!
My knife. Blasted! A few more inches and I'd be able to reach it.
Well?
Was that your best shot? Guess all you've got in those arms is lard.
Now you're really gonna get it. Stay right there! Just you wait!
Phew. Oh, no. Of all places, at the top of a tower. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's being way up high.
Come on, big guy! Let's break down the door!
I should hurry. How do I get down from here? Blocked. No two ways about it. I won't be performing any feats of daring do up here. Looks like a few repairs are being done on Big Ben. That thing is stuck under the barrel. That did the trick. Hey, what?
We've got you now! Just you wait! We're going to come over and make mincemeat out of you!
Sorry to say, the thing is too heavy.
That won't help you for long! We'll be back up there in a jiffy!
See ya, blockheads! Oh no.
Ah! See? You can't get away from us!
Naturally. There's no handle from the outside. My knife! So that's where it is, down there. All this filth makes what's already not especially inviting flooring even more dangerous. All this filth makes what's already not especially inviting flooring even more dangerous. These signs aren't standing here for laughs. I might be able to use those. On the other hand, I'd have to climb around there, and I hate heights. Yeah, now I can get my knife. That's gonna help me. Good to have it back again. Without the knife, this boy Jack's half naked. Whoa! Eric, Lawrence, cast off. The gangster boss wants his loan back.
Jack, perhaps you ought to wind down a peg or two.
We've got a visitor.
Joe Little,
From the Royal.
Sure, from the Royal Port Police.
No, Jack, he's...
Let me handle this. I know all there is about dealing with these guys.
Famous last words.
Listen, little Joe.
Joe Little.
Just because we've moored here for a few days without paying, and simply because we've unloaded our cargo at night without declaring it, that's certainly no reason to act like such a big shot. We've got bigger problems to solve, and time is short. So, how much do you want? 2 pounds? 3? Boys, how about taking a second to pool or...
Jack, he's...
Joseph Little from the Royal Secret Service.
Oh.
To be quite frank, I had a lucrative mission for you, but I'll have to think that idea over again very carefully.
Mission? Lucrative?
Word has it that you're the fastest captain on the London-India route.
Sure. Right you are. That's me.
Even though you do tend to lose your cargo rather frequently.
But like you said, I am fast.
And that's what we're looking for. The Queen wishes to have one of her best agents brought to an island in the Indian Ocean. The pay is £10,000 sterling to compensate for passage.
10,000? Wow. What exactly was the name of that island your agent's supposed to be brought to?
It is called Tooth Island. Hardly anybody knows the island's coordinates, and even fewer are welcome there.
Strange. That name seems to ring a bell. Whatever. At any rate, we've got to clear out of London, now.
Now, Jack, don't be a bleeding idiot. You're in hock to that cutthroat up to your ears. You'd be better off here where you can straighten that out. We can't keep running away forever.
There you go. Solve your problems in London first. Those tough guys are not just gonna leave us in peace.
Are you nuts? The further we are from our problems, the better. So, where's this agent we're supposed to take aboard?
You would not be taking him aboard here. That would occur halfway along the route instead, in South Africa.
Fine, we're in. Don't worry your pretty little head about that guy.
Well, to be honest.
We'll give him the royal treatment. Cast off, boys.
But the square sail hasn't been mended at all yet.
We'll do it on the way.
Oh dear, this is definitely going to cost me my job.
Curses! The little rat got away.
Where's he off to?
Look, he's left tracks behind.
Tracks? Leading where?
He's heading toward Cape Town.
Ah, Cape Town, at last.
That was one heck of a ride.
Wouldn't have been half as bad if the rotten fore-lower topsail yard hadn't crashed down on me head.
And even that wouldn't have mattered too much if we'd had a first aid chest on board like we're supposed to.
Well now, don't be such a wimp, Lawrence.
Me? A wimp? I wouldn't complain as much if I got paid.
Lawrence is right. As long as you're not paying us anyway, the least we want is a shore leave that fits the bill.
Shore leave? We're taking that agent on board, and then it's time for us to get going again.
No can do, Captain. Our demand is clear-cut. A bit of shore leave's got to be part of the deal.
All right. But a short one, mind you.
And you gotta get us something to wet our whistles.
That's the ticket. Downright fun is what we want. The very least you could do is supply us with a bottle of rum for all the trouble we went to.
Ah, the captain!
Couldn't you spend your shore leave a bit further away?
Sure, we'll spend our shore leave wherever you want.
Provided you get us a swig of rum first.
There's a bit of water in the boat, but it's not sinking.
A small donation for a man whom fate has left in dire straits.
I'm not about to reveal my secret stash to my crew.
Help a former captain in need.
Buenos dias!
Can you help me? I'm looking for a British secret agent.
Secret agent? There are no secret agents here. Now go away.
Your disguise is pretty ridiculous, Mr. Agent.
Well now, Mr. Keane, you're obviously new to the business and do not know the ropes of undercover work. In the case of things done secretly, it is paramount that they remain secret. Furthermore, as long as suspicious subjects keep sneaking around, I am not speaking with anyone.
Those subjects are my crew.
I couldn't give a hoot. I shall not talk to you until the time comes when we are undisturbed here.
It surely fulfills a very important purpose.
By the way, would you perchance have a few pennies for me?
Does that mean I'm supposed to pay the port tax here?
I wouldn't have anything against it, but it really wouldn't be fair and square. I'm merely a sea captain who's had bad luck. I'll tell you a thing or two about Africa, my friend. They'll lie to you and cheat you here. Only the toughest make the grade. A man takes on some daring mission or other without batting an eyelash, and wham!
Oh, wham?
Wham! All gone in a flash. Your crew, ship, honor, fame, and fortune. I've got to start all over again from the bottom rung.
How many pennies does a man need till he can buy himself a ship, lock, stock, and barrel?
Depends on what you're looking for. They nearly give away old buckets like yours these days.
What an absolutely uncalled for remark.
That is your ship over there, isn't it?
It certainly is. The Charming Princess.
It's listing a bit, wouldn't you say?
Poppycock. That can be taken care of in no time.
If you say so.
You still seem to have enough money left to smoke a pipe.
Well, it's more like I can't seem to quit. If I only knew someone who needed the pipe more than I do, then I might be able to convince myself to quit smoking.
Tell me more about your wayward adventure.
I don't really want to talk about this.
Come on, get it off your chest.
All right. I received a letter from South Africa. It said the wealthy owner of a mine had died. His fortune was deposited at a bank, but no one was allowed to withdraw it, because there were no close relatives with the right to do so. Coincidentally, I was supposed to have the same surname as the deceased. That's why the cousin-in-law of his mother's nephew once removed asked me to drop by and withdraw the money for him. A huge sum, 1 million shillings. Try and picture that. And I was entitled to keep 30% for my trouble. Yes, and all I had to do to cover the bank fees was to sign over my ship in his name.
Are you saying you gave your ship to a perfect stranger from South Africa?
Right you are.
Because you thought the perfect stranger was going to present you with a small fortune a bit later?
Correct.
Who would still fall for what must be the oldest trick in the world?
Me, apparently.
At least now I understand why you don't want to talk about it.
Indeed.
Do you have any useful tips for me?
Yes, if you don't want to end up like me, then do not do your shopping in that store there. Do not take any strangers on board your ship. And do not even think of setting sail for any mysterious islands.
Are you telling me to quit this game?
Why not? All computer games do always make people aggressive anyway.
I'll see you later.
Excuse me, sir. I don't intend to part with this stalwart companion just like that.
The Adventurer's Outfitter. The Brilliant Colors of Africa. It says, everything an adventurer's heart desires. The Savvy Shark.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to buy something.
Wonderful. How much were you thinking of spending?
I'll probably need to go and get my money first.
You don't have to be embarrassed just because you're flat broke.
No. I've stashed the money aboard my ship so my 2 crewmen don't find it.
In that case, you better go get it. Especially since you just blurted it out so loud the whole shop could hear you.
Maybe they're treasure maps, but it's likely they're just cheap copies to make fools of adventurers. It matches this stack of papers wonderfully. Terrifying. You shouldn't set sail without one. I love blue boxes. The Alan Quatermain series, just released. I don't want to know what's inside. Exquisite African art. Royal Dutch Postal Service. Just in case it might get boring for someone here. Kitschy. I already have one on my ship. Optimized for opening canned figs. Send your wild and incredible adventures to the loved ones back home. It plays all the great hits, like Wagner. You can never have enough ropes. Dr. T's finest as far as the eye can see. What a pile of junk. A curtain.
Ah! Are you crazy?
What deed confronts my eyes? Leave the young lady alone at once!
Shut your trap!
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Not bad, the service here in Cape Town.
Bet you didn't know you get a set of blue eyes to go with it, did ya?
I shouldn't get too close. That's a bit old-fashioned in my opinion. It shows the Cape Town Harbor. That's a bit old-fashioned in my opinion. Special sale, today only. Take 3 for the price of 2. Not exactly my cup of tea.
Ha!
What do you mean, ha?
Dear me. Ha! As in, ha! Another one of those down-and-out adventurers bent on trying their luck in Africa.
I'm a successful adventurer too, and the captain of a ship.
Captain? Of which vessel? I know all the ships in this region.
Of the legendary Charming Princess.
Charming Princess? Never heard of her. Hold on, I have. Wasn't she the ship that was stranded off the coast of Bali because her crew was pickled? Half the Indian Ocean is still chuckling over that story to this very day.
That, in all likelihood, would have been the farming princess. They're easy to confuse, those two.
Didn't you say your name was Keane?
Let's change the subject.
Ha! Well done.
Prove you were successful.
Ha! Nothing simpler than that. I was on the Canary Isles and did a fabulous business there, old chap.
Prove you visited the Canaries.
I do have a bottle of fine Norwegian rum here. That's proof if there ever was any. It's the basis of my not inconsiderable wealth. The natives are literally mad about this stuff. Ha!
Prove that you're wealthy.
Let's see, here, you take the bottle. After all, I still got hundreds of them. Ha!
Now there's a man who talks turkey. Thank you very much, sir.
The main thing is that you believe I truly am a successful adventurer.
A few pennies so I can buy myself a new ship. A few blank coppers. Give to a captain of yore.
Here, take this bottle, but don't drink too much. We'll be setting sail soon.
Rum! Hey, it's a start.
Time for us to get going.
Time for a pub crawl.
And we won't be back until the funds run out.
See you later, Jack.
But... Oops. Now the plank is broken clean off. So much for my secret stash. Oh well, more than these 30 shillings weren't in there anyway.
Well then, all cats are grey at night.
Maybe.
The early bird catches the worm.
What if it doesn't?
Oh, for heaven's sake, the password! How am I to know whether to trust you if you don't give me the password?
No one ever said anything about a password.
They didn't. Rats, the colleagues of the Foreign Office have botched things up again. There simply should be more agents of my caliber. That would put a stop to the constant danger facing the Empire. Moving along. Are you Mr. Keane?
Bean. My name is Bean.
Oh, rats. You didn't see a thing. Not a single thing. Just be on your way, Mr. Bean. Well then...
Maybe.
The
What if it does?
Oh, for heaven... How am I to...
No one else.
They didn't. Rat. There's simply... That would put... Moving along.
I am indeed.
Splendid, splendid. What I'll do is clue you in a bit then. Not too much, mind you. After all, you are merely the courier. So, I, the best agent the Empire can muster, am being sent to Tooth Island to get a look at what a certain renegade Dr. T is up to there. You see, the Empire has been pitted against a dire stroke of fate. A strange species of tea-eating plants is gobbling up the Indian tea plantations to their very roots. Only one variety has been spared. The tea owned and grown by Dr. T. Sounds a bit odd, doesn't it?
Plants that eat tea leaves? Oh, come on. What's so odd about that?
Nothing personal, but that strikes me as a bit odd too. Nonetheless, it is a known fact that this Dr. T has conducted experiments on plants.
Oh, a tea crisis. How shocking. I think I'm gonna faint.
All in all, your average subject could stand practicing a little abstinence, but the Queen will never, ever abstained from drinking her morning tea.
So armies are being conscripted and generals sent marching off all because of the Queen's tea?
Much more significant than that. The Queen has sent me.
A tea merchant called Dr. T? How silly can you get?
Personally, I believe it's some form of stage name.
Thank you. It's all clear as day to me.
Excellent.
If you're the Empire's best agent, we've got something to worry about.
Perish forbid! One valiant man is all it takes to turn the tides of battle.
Not exactly what I meant.
Skipped class during history, did you?
What do I have to do?
You? The first thing you could do is make yourself useful by mailing this parcel.
But there's not even a stamp on it.
That is your problem, not mine. Once you have mailed the parcel, I shall be ready to depart.
Listen, I'm a captain, not a...
Don't start putting on airs with me. A courier is a courier, lad. Tisk tisk. Oh, it's so hard to find well-trained staff these days.
What is this Dr. T plotting, anyway?
What that fellow's planning? We haven't a clue, which is precisely why I'm being sent there. All we know is that he's been conducting plant research for decades. Tooth Island is renowned for its giant carnivorous plants. Could it be that he's experimented by manipulating them? Be that as it may, whatever it has to do with the Empire, I must and I will find out. Adventure awaits us! Ha-ha! Onward, lads!
Jeepers creepers, I'm stuck with sailing a madman across the ocean. In other words, I'm really supposed to play mail boy for you?
Do stop putting on those airs all the time. As a certified agent, I know all there is to know about you. I have your complete dossier at my disposal.
So, what do you know about me?
Well, the following story may sound quite familiar to you. In 1871, you were left on the doorstep of a London orphanage at the age of 2, parents unknown. Sole possession, a knife with a strange key on it.
You even know about my knife? That's impressive.
You ran away later on and became, in sequence, a deckhand, able-bodied seaman, and eventually a captain on the London-India route.
I see. Probably the classic situation where my reputation's preceded me.
Quite the contrary. We chose you because your success has been so minimal until now that hardly anybody remembers you.
Hold on there a second. On the London-India route, I'm as fast as greased lightning.
To our knowledge, the only lightning reported was the flash that struck your ship's mast last summer.
Hang on. Nobody can pack a cargo hold fuller than me.
That might be an interesting point, if you'd load something other than rats for a change.
But I'm still the only captain who has never, ever been searched by customs.
Only because the customs officers have a very long list, and you are at the very, very bottom.
Well, all right. So I haven't been too successful recently.
You see, that's why you're the perfect cover for a man of my importance. Now, kindly scrounge up a stamp first, then expedite this extremely important parcel to the post office. After which we should get going.
What's up? Still looking for an adventure?
And where is your adventure taking you?
I've never heard of the place I'm headed for. I don't come from around here. I have to go to a small island called Tooth Island.
What? Of all places, that uncharted island? I don't believe you for a second.
But it's true. Here's the invitation that was sent to me.
Let me take a look. Tooth Island, it says. Fair enough. It is a bit odd, but you have the same destination as me and my crew.
Wow, fabulous! Would you take me along on board?
How could I say no? There will be a price to pay, my beauty.
Oh, unfortunately, my money is all gone. Maybe I can make myself useful some other way? I've never pitched in on a deck, but I have a real talent for technical stuff.
Don't despair. You can sail with us for free.
Really? Say, thanks a lot. Lucky for me I ran into you.
Tell me, where did your adventure start?
I hail from America. You know, the former British colony.
You don't say. That's a sea route and a half to get all the way to Cape Town.
And where do you come from?
From London. To put it bluntly, I'm not exactly sure myself. I'm a poor lad who had to grow up in an orphanage since he was 2 years old. I never met my parents.
Believe me, sometimes it's better not to know your parents.
See you around.
What's the point? No one's listening anyway. What is that?
A ship's plank. A small contribution toward your next ship.
Gracious me! From which ship is it?
From mine.
You poor man. So yours is a wreck too?
No, she just needs a bit of tuning up.
You have my heartfelt sympathy. Do you know what? I'll give you my pipe as a gift. You're going to need it when you're stranded on some remote island, forced to put some serious thought into the situation you've gotten into.
But I don't smoke.
Not yet, my good man, not yet. Take my pipe. You'll need it more urgently than I will. And besides, smoking is a wretchedly expensive habit when you're bent on scraping together every penny for a new ship. I could say Lord knows what. Give to the Federation of Wales. Help to elect Moby Dick President of South Africa. See what I mean? Doesn't make a bit of difference. Help a former sea captain who has lost his ship. A small donation.
The wasps are guarding a poorly rinsed bowl of cereal. Not much to look at, but who's going to complain when it's full of delicious cereal? There can never be enough opportunities for stowage. I know that from personal experience. The letter she gave me with a stamp on it. Good idea, but I need to unglue the stamp first. I don't think he'll let me in.
Help a former captain in need. A few pennies so I can buy myself a new ship. A few blank coppers. What can I do for you?
Can I mail a parcel here?
Oui, which can plainly be seen by looking at the letterbox over there.
Do you happen to have any stamps?
For Pete's sake, not again. I already told the Mexican guy too. I don't have any stamps.
You mean that guy wanted to get stamps for his parcel but couldn't?
You could put it this way. He failed miserably. And before you ask me to, no, I'm not going to make any exceptions and mail the parcel for free.
I'd like to buy something.
Wonderful. How much were you thinking of spending?
I've got 30 shillings.
Bon, I have 4 very useful products in stock that cost 10 shillings apiece.
Well, hang on. With my 30 shillings, that means all I can buy is 3 of them?
Then you're going to have to pick and choose, monsieur. Take it or leave it.
But what if I'm en route far away and realize I made the wrong decision?
Then you're going to have to do what all adventurers in a tight spot do.
Be creative?
Well, actually what they do is they all yell for help. But you're welcome to try being creative if you want.
Well then, let's give them a look.
So listen, what I've got in stock is a pair of outdoor scissors made of 8-fold tempered steel, a super durable all-weather ladder, a can of on-drop-only concentrated lubricating oil, and a reinforced precision compass.
I'm sure the compass will come in handy.
A fabulous chose. This one here works everywhere, even at the North Pole.
I need the all-weather lighter.
A très bien chose. You could even set fire to a poodle in a monsoon with that.
I'd like to buy the outdoor scissors.
A good chose. But be careful not to cut yourself.
I've spent all my money.
Come again soon. That is, unless you've already bought something and want to try it out right now.
Here's a parcel that's supposed to be sent to India.
Oh, how should it be sent? By air or by sea?
Can it be sent by air?
Sorry, sea is the only road there is.
Off we go, mateys. Let's set sail for that secret island.
By chance, you still haven't given us any pay.
You know we're gonna get 10,000 pounds sterling as soon as we've reached Tooth Island.
Yeah, but the only stupid part is that we haven't reached it yet.
And as long as all the gear we've got in an emergency is 3 spoons and a stuffed parrot, I don't half expect that we're ever gonna reach a Toothy Island in the first place.
You're right. As poorly equipped as we are, we'll just have to stay here.
There you go.
Now you listen to me.
We're not budging an inch. You still haven't given us any of our pay.
You'll have to earn that pay first, you lazy landlubbers.
Earn what pay? We've been cruising the seas for months now, and still ain't got a penny to show for it.
And the food used to be better too.
You know we're gonna get 10,000 pounds sterling as soon as...
Yeah, but the...
And it's long.
Eat your words. Of course I've supplied us with important pieces of equipment.
Is that right? What kind of supplies did you get?
Always comes in handy. A brand new pair of scissors.
Great! Now Eric can do up his hair for dinner.
So that the lights never go out on us. A fabulous lighter.
With all luck, we'll probably be struck by lightning again anyway. That'll light up our lives for sure.
And at last, we have a compass.
Wouldn't it be better to correct the ship's yaw to port by repairing it proper?
Well, we've still got my razor-sharp mind, too.
Which, by the way, hasn't brought us any money, but it has put a pair of nasty debt collectors on our trail.
Does that ease your minds?
It's not much, but with any luck, we won't sink until we're on our way back.
Well then, for our part, let's get going.
Give to a captain of yaw. Ah, what's the point? No one's listening anyway.
I mailed your parcel at the post office.
Excellent. In that case, I'm waiting for us to set sail.
No more treasures hidden here, I'm afraid. You've navigated my ship right into the rocks! My lovely ship! The apple of my eye!
My map reading was flawless. The island must have shifted.
Hey! Where are you off to? That's my boat! And you're my crew!
Hey, she smells better than you! And we finally got paid!
Paid? Amanda? I thought you were broke!
Jack, you're just too gullible for this world. Nothing personal.
That's completely unbelievable.
No reason to get frazzled, my young hothead.
Great. Absolutely great.
The first thing we must do is find a way of getting away from here.
That shouldn't be too hard. We'll just use the stairs over there.
The stairs? Young man, how very gullible you are. That solution would be far too straightforward. Let's go about solving this like agents. We shall ascend this mountain faster, more inconspicuously, and more efficiently with my special tools. Observe and marvel.
Any more award-winning crowd-stunning ideas?
Well, I believe it could very well be your turn now.
A vital component of my ship's hull back then. A lovely starfish. There seems to be a little money inside.
I readily admit I found myself in more pleasant situations.
I've completed my mission. So where's my reward?
Your reward? Oh, of course. I have taken a hotel room in the village. Your money is waiting for you there.
Then we should get to that hotel as fast as possible so I can clear out of here again. Can you help me somehow? Or are you completely useless?
Well now, I could leave you a smidgen of my extremely helpful secret agent gear. For example, this sewing kit.
A sewing kit? Wow. That's really gonna help in a pinch.
Just as I said.
Do you have any more useful items with you?
Well, this extremely short fuse could come in handy at some point.
A fuse? Without explosives to go with it?
Heavens! Am I supposed to race around with explosives in my pockets?
Fair enough. I won't bug you any longer. Maybe I can use this stuff for something after all. You never know.
For instance, you could mend the tear in my trousers, for a start.
What?
Calm down. I didn't say a word.
My beautiful ship. There she lies.
Well, well, the damage doesn't actually look that bad from over here. Provided it doesn't turn over and capsize, I imagine it could be fixed.
I'll take a look around.
It couldn't hurt.
There's not much more usable stuff left. Hey, there's still gunpowder inside. But other than that, it's useless. I should take a closer look. The rifle is a piece of junk, but there's still some gunpowder. I've filled it with gunpowder. The piggy bank elephant's ready to go. A lovely starfish. I can see an opening on the other side. A lovely starfish. A lovely starfish. A large boulder. It's a bit loose. A wide crevice in the rocks right next to this wobbly boulder. The piggy bank elephant is stuck in the crevice. That doesn't seem to work. I could say I'm pleased the compass was made so poorly. Let's get out of here! Oh boy. Costly business. That won't happen again. Boy, that was high.
And... plop!
You sure were quick about that.
Sneaking up is so easy for me, I could almost do it in my sleep.
Maybe this column could help us get higher up.
An interesting approach, Mr. Keane. Come to think of it, my training taught me that dead ends are not the best way to get ahead.
And you've learned exceptionally well how to stand around and be useless.
But only as long as others do my work for me. Oh, did I say that out loud?
I liked it better the way it was positioned before. Oh no! What have I done? Slowly but surely it's dawning on me that I'm never going to sail home on the good, old, charming Princess ever again. Wow. How nice. At least I was able to salvage my personal belongings. Ugh. The woodworm is now wiggling on the rod's ready to go. And that doesn't seem to work. That's the most angular fish I ever caught.
What do you plan on doing with that?
I'm not sure yet. It might help us on our way up.
A seesaw? Now that's what I would call a bit silly.
Do you have a better idea?
No.
Would you mind standing on the seesaw for a second?
Oh! Take comfort in the fact that not everyone can have ideas as brilliant as mine.
Seems I'm too light. Maybe you could give jumping a try.
Sorry, but my playground days are truly a thing of the past.
When did you say the doctor was going to attack the Empire?
Right. Which means I am obliged to prove to you that it cannot work. Gosh, I do seem to be a real heavyweight. I expect we'll have to try something else if we want to get further up using this contraption.
I'll remove that. I'll put the prayer wheel aside for a moment.
That was nearly heavy enough, Jack. Have one more go at it.
One more? You're joking. There's no second stone head here that I could toss down.
Come on, take a lesson from me and let those creative juices flow. I'm sure you'll find something you can throw onto the seesaw.
Don't worry. I'll get you up here in one piece. Gee, the chest is tilted downward. If it were heavier, it'd probably slide away. That's not going to work. That doesn't seem to work. Gee, the chest is tilted downward. If it were heavier, it'd probably slide away. An empty chest. It's standing at a slight angle. That must have been lying here since the temple collapsed too. I had no idea that monks used hair wax or sell it. Part of a stone head. That's not going to work. Part of a stone head. A lovely starfish. A delicate bent fishing hook. Rusted. Naturally. How could I expect some old wench to work right away? In my dreams. Fiddling around with this little sample package is a real bother. The first thing I should do is open it properly. Fiddling around with this little sample package is a real bother. The first thing I should do is open it properly. That doesn't seem to work. I'm a bit tempted to smear this in my hair. Maybe it would make an Indian gentleman out of me. On the other hand, maybe I can put it to better. Well, it's greasy enough, but did it do the trick? A fishing hook, not brand new anymore. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. Strong enough to carry my weight. Strong enough to carry my weight. That's not going to work. The door is jammed. Maybe I could pry it open somehow. Not bad. A heavy chunk of stone. A nice filler. Gee, the chest is tilted downward. If it were heavier, it'd probably slide. A nice filler. Gee, the chest is tilted downward. If it were heavy, I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. It's nearly heavy enough to slide down. Hot Indian spices. A lovely piece of jewelry. They probably used to hang flags here. They probably used to hang flags here. The gemstones must have fallen out upon impact. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work. I don't think that'll work. That doesn't seem to work. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. Gee, the chest, it's nearly heavy enough to slide down. The gemstones must have fallen out upon impact. I don't think that'll work. That doesn't seem to work. I don't think that'll work. That's not going to work. That doesn't seem to work. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. They probably used to hang flags here. That's not going to work. I don't think that'll work. That doesn't seem to work. I've owned the knife ever since my childhood. Oddly enough, there's also a kind of key on it.
So, when am I finally going to be hurtled up, then? I should like to arrive at my adversaries in time for tea.
Could you possibly make yourself lighter, somehow?
Lighter? Now, as I am physically a lightweight in the peak of condition, the surplus can only be due to my heavy agent's outfit with all its technical refinements.
Well then, let's get those clothes off.
What? Are you asking me to do without my special agent's garb and all my vital tools?
Only until you've made your way up here.
Mr. Keane, your methods are peculiar, to say the least.
Talk about bizarre.
All right already. After all, I'm a formidable opponent, even undressed. Mr. Keane, your methods are peculiar, to say the least. So, when am I should like to arrive at my adversary.
I'm thinking.
All right.
I don't think that'll work. I don't think. Gee, the chest is tilted downward. I don't think that'll work. Maybe this column could help us get higher up. That's not going to work. That doesn't seem to work. It's nearly heavy enough to slide down. That was probably used to bring things up from the smuggler's cave. Part of a stone head. A few tightly closed oysters. A nice filler.
Oh, Kama, God of love, send me a husband at last who is worthy of me.
Oh!
Oh, Kama, God of love, maybe you could send me someone else? Oh, hello, stranger.
What are you doing up there so all alone?
Gee, life can be so cruel. My fiancé and I were just about to exchange vows when the wedding temple collapsed in a heap. My poor darling was hit on the head by a stone, and now he's lost his memory. He can't recall a single thing since then. Neither the wedding nor me.
That's what happens when things are built too close to a cliff.
The temple was 2,000 years old. Way back then, it probably stood in the middle of orchards.
As you might notice, I'm still stuck here. How about a spot of help?
Who's going to help me in the meantime? And just how am I supposed to help you?
Toss over the vine!
But psychologically, I'm a complete wreck. I won't help you until you've helped me. You could at least bring me back something that reminds me of my wedding. Fabulous jewels adorned my head. My gorgeous tiara, I've lost it. How am I supposed to return to my village without the tiara? My family is poor. They saved up for it for years.
In other words, if I find your tiara, you'll toss over the vine?
Yes.
What does it look like?
It's wonderful.
That's a big help.
What? All the gemstones are missing. I refuse to accept it in that condition.
That's not going to work.
So, upon closer inspection, the loophole in the plan is, naturally, that my clothes are down there now and I am up here. However, just give me a little more time. Naturally, I'll come up with something straight away.
Naturally. I don't think that'll work. That's not going to work.
Yes? Anything else on your mind?
Don't be sad. Other mothers have handsome sons too.
Yes, I've already thought about that too. But Vincent and I had a great future ahead of us. I wanted to get away from this island at last. I wanted to sail the 7 seas.
As an explorer?
No, I want to become a pirate.
Believe me, these days no one wants to become a pirate anymore.
But I really, truly want to. You're not going to stop me.
First of all, I've got to get a lame-brained agent with more ego than sense up the cliff.
Tell him he should buy some different underwear. What he's got on is positively sickening. Yes? Anything else on your...
Don't be...
Yes, But Vincent, I wanted to...
As a girl, Friday in the galley?
No, I want to be...
Are you sure your fiancé isn't faking, so we won't have to get married?
Oh, my Vincent would never do a thing like that. And if he did, my revenge would know no end.
First of all...
Tell him he... Yes?
Don't be...
Yeah, but I wanted...
As a...
No,
You what? Forget it. That kind of hogwash only brings trouble.
But I really, truly want to. You're not going to stop me.
As you might notice, I'm still stuck here.
Who's going to help me? And just how am I
Let your hair down.
It took about 3.5 hours this morning to get my hair just right. You can be sure that I am not going to let it down for you to mess up.
Then toss over the vine.
But psychologically, I won't help. You could... Fabulous. How am I...
In other words...
Yes.
What is it?
It's...
That's a... You need proper oyster tongs for something like that. Or a trick. I don't think that'll work. Incredible! I should have this method patented in my name. As good as new. Here, bride. I've got what you wanted. And I've repaired it. Now, give me the vine. But that wasn't the idea. What I wanted was to climb up it.
Ha! No one ever said anything about that.
That's just great. She really didn't have to cut it down.
Mr. Keane, hold on.
Oh no.
Right, everything's up to snuff again.
Wow. Who'd have thought that?
Child's play for an agent like me. I simply unraveled the seam of my remaining underwear and twisted the threads into a rope.
Please, would you mind sparing me the details?
I should add, the well-meaning young lady from the rock across there took advantage of the opportunity to hop off. Quite hastily, in fact. Something I cannot fathom in the least. Righto, let's get away from here. So, my young hothead, now I'm going to show you the proper way to conduct yourself on an island like this. Observe and learn. If it weren't for my razor-sharp mind and my ability to blend into the jungle in no time at all, we'd never get through this maze safely.
Oh, man. Now I'm really and truly on my own. But then again, I have to consider whether that's actually good or bad. Alright. Should I really risk heading into this jungle? Civilization, at last. Hopefully I can pick up my reward here and then head for home. The village appears to consist of an upper and lower region. It says, burnt incense sticks are replaced regularly. A service from your friendly monks from the jungle temple. The strange figurine has a holder for incense sticks in its hand. Charcoal is about all that's left. Charcoal is about all that's left. I don't think that'll work. The strange figurine has a holder for incense sticks in its hand. The British colonial representation on Tooth Island.
Halt!
Hey, it's my turn!
For what?
To say halt?
It was your turn last week.
It was not! You did it then, too!
Bear with us. We have to clear this up first. So, it was your turn last week.
Yes, but you simply went ahead and jumped the queue with that snake trader.
He spoke to me. I simply replied.
What do you know about snakes?
Quite a lot.
Snakes belong to a suborder of reptiles.
You're not attempting to intrude on a conversation amongst the royal guard, are you?
In ancient Greece, snakes were considered immortal.
He really is attempting to intrude on a conversation amongst the royal guard.
Of all the nerve.
Entry is only for British citizens, like it or not.
I want my reward.
The reward for getting on people's nerves?
The most anyone would get for that is a royal beating.
I've carried out a mission on Her Majesty's behalf.
We've got nothing to do with things like that. We are merely the operative arm of regional administration.
How can I leave this blasted island?
Well, there is an airfield on this island.
A what?
The airfield that belongs to Dr. T.
He's our superior, you know.
Airships fly from that airfield to Calcutta.
What the blazes is an airship?
Put it like this, a ship that flies.
Ships float. I know that. I'm the captain of a ship.
No, this one flies, 'cause it... Oh, I don't know either. In any case, it flies.
Who is this Dr. T?
He's the governor on this island. Appointed by Her Majesty, he was.
And he exports tea all over the world.
Never heard of Dr. T's finest?
Dr. T's finest. Funny. I've been drinking that since I was a child.
There you go.
Then I'm gonna pay that airfield a visit.
But don't expect any cordial reception. The air route is normally used expressly for the tea trade, and the doctor is, well, a bit eccentric.
Can you tell me more about the airfield?
Like I said, our governor, Dr. T, runs a major commercial empire, and his airships keep him one big step ahead of the competition. Perhaps he'll take you along on one of his flights to Calcutta.
Perhaps not. The doctor generally doesn't like people much.
Hey, that's just what I wanted to add too.
But you didn't.
Oh, you always have to have the last word.
That's not true, not one bit.
I am British, and I want to go to the village.
Ha! Anybody could come up with that.
Precisely. We'd like to see some identification.
I see for once we agree.
Don't hand me that we rubbish. I am a self-reliant individual.
I left my identification in my other trousers. Back home, in England.
Fine. We'll wait for your trousers.
England's pretty far away.
Then we'll have a long wait.
You don't need to see my papers.
Not everyone in the Empire gives in so easily.
We're in the middle of the wilderness. Just let me pass.
We're protecting the Empire from remote inconveniences and encumbrances.
That's why we control our sovereign territory.
As illegal aliens, this post is as impenetrable as a prison door in the Tower of London.
You mean that rusty old...
Oh, just forget I said that.
Oh, pretty please.
Heartrending.
Pity we don't have a heart.
All right, I guess not.
As you see, bureaucracy always wins.
Who are you?
The authority.
And civilization.
Why isn't he the authority and you the civilization?
I prefer to think I'm civilization.
You, civilization? You leave your socks lying about everywhere.
How does authority make itself felt?
We decide who is allowed to enter and who is not.
How does civilization make itself felt?
We write down everything that happens and file it with the Royal Archives.
Great. Now I know more.
Well, at least that's something.
I'll come back again later.
Go right ahead.
Aha!
It's that Mr. Anonymous again. What do you want? Entry is only for British citizens.
I'll come back again later.
Go right ahead.
A true pilot project. A road is being built here using tar. Looks like a road paved with tar is supposed to be built here someday. A warning sign. Not my cup of tea. An umbrella with a perfectly curved handle. Classic British style. That thing blocks any kind of passage. The Punjab Inn, apparently a one-star hotel. Something can be placed on top. Cleans everything, spick and span.
Hey, keep your fists off my fluids.
The hotel manager has a peculiar taste. In good taste. No way. Is it really still that early? It seems to me the Indian hotel manager occupies himself with arts that don't have much to do with India. Oh well, he's simply an open-minded chap. As if it wasn't hot enough here. A bit morbid. The keys are kept there. The keys are kept there. The one star of a one-star hotel. Brightly, unfortunately, the star is glued tight. I don't think that'll work.
Welcome to the Punjab Inn, the only hotel on Tooth Island with one full star.
The only one that just has one star?
The only one that has stars to speak of. Period. Well then, what can I do for you?
A certain man named Montgomery definitely left something here for me.
No, nothing was left behind here. Sorry.
Listen, you. I've been shipwrecked. I have to go to some authority in charge here to pick up the reward for the crossing, and then disappear from this dreary dump in a flash.
Do you have an address or someplace you can be reached?
No. The whole thing's a secret mission.
Oh, dear, dear. Very bad conditions for you to start out with, I imagine.
Yes, what would you do if you were in my shoes?
Oh, when problems arise, I usually sweep my backyard. The perfect place to think things over.
Wonderful. But I don't have a backyard.
Or I polish the windows. That does the trick too.
As I've already said, my ship is a wreck. And that's why I don't have any windows either.
Fixing a water pipe can also be totally inspiring.
I don't think we'll get anywhere this way. Did a certain Mr. Montgomery reserve a room here?
Indeed. But before you ask, this Mr. Montgomery you mentioned is the only one I will let into the room. You see, he has received mail, and that mail is meant surely for his eyes only.
All right, I'll come clean. I'm really a locksmith. And the locks really need...
I'm sure they do.
You are?
No.
Pity. I would like to book a room.
Cost £2 a night, plus £15 security deposit. That makes £17 if you don't mind.
I'll be able to pay it as soon as I get my reward.
Yes, as soon as soon. Then try coming by again, as soon as possible.
Why's the fireplace going?
Now you know why we have a star.
For the fireplace? In heat like this?
Definitely. It's the little things that mean so much. According to regulations, a fireplace is awarded 1 star.
In other words, you don't have a star for comfy beds?
You have hit the nail on the head. After all, you have to save somewhere when you burn this much wood a day. I am very proud of my star. It means so much to me. It must always sparkle and gleam. And when it does not sparkle and gleam, then I must buff it. My lovely star. Oh, I do love it so. The only condition one must fulfill in having a fireplace is to offer the guest a glass of water now and then.
Could I perhaps have something to drink while I'm waiting?
As a hotel with a fireplace, we are contractually obligated to offer you a glass of water, due to the enormous heat. Otherwise, we run the risk of losing our treasured star. In other words, there you are, sir. Hey, keep your fists off my fluids.
That's not going to work. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to...
What can I...
Well, isn't it more like the only hotel around at all?
Meaning that we are among the best. Well then, what can I do for you?
Could I...
You've already...
I would like to book a room.
Cost 2 plus... That makes 7.
I'll be able to...
Yes, then try...
I should take a closer look. I should take a closer look. That's not going to work. That doesn't seem to work. Unfortunately, the clothesline is a bit too far away for that. Locked. Locked. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work. Something can be placed on top.
What are you doing there? The fireplace has gone out. If my hotel came up for inspection now, I'd lose my star.
That doesn't seem to work. Cleans everything spick and span. Removes and dissolves nearly anything reliably. He's gonna kill me if he catches me doing this. I should try something more subtle. It's spick and span. Not one bit of dust in sight.
So,
All I wanted was...
of course. What are you...
It's spick and span. Not one bit of dust in sight. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. That doesn't seem to work. He's gonna kill me if he catches me doing this. I should try something more subtle. Unfortunately, the star is glued tight. All I wanted was...
Of course.
In good taste. Hectic guest ring that to get sluggish hotel managers to the front desk. A bit morbid. As if it wasn't hot enough here.
What are you doing there?
The keys are kept there. That doesn't seem to work. Charcoal is about all that's left. Maybe later. That doesn't seem to work.
So,
all I wanted was...
of course. What are you doing there? The fireplace... So, what are you doing there? The fireplace has gone out. My hotel...
Maybe later. Unfortunately, the star is glued tight. That doesn't seem to work. I don't think that'll work.
So, what can I do?
What were you just doing behind my back?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I have a kind of hobby, but... no, you would not understand it anyway.
Give it a try.
No, It's likely you wouldn't particularly like it either. Well then, what can I do for you?
Could I?
You've already
I would like.
cost 2 plus 50.
I'll be able to pay.
Yes, then try. No, now the star has gotten dirty. I'll get the cleaning fluid. Man, oh man. Well, I never. Strange. My star, my star. You must give me back my star right away. Don't do something foolish, mister. Don't you do a thing to it. I must have it back right away. What do you want from me?
I want to get into Mr. Montgomery's room.
All right, you can go in there. If you'd only give me back my star. Here is the key.
So much for that.
Oh, my beloved star. That was very bad of you.
Not bad. There's still something missing. That did the trick. How nice. At least I was able to salvage my personal belongings. My good old duffel bag. My good old duffel bag. Out of order due to causes related to fire prevention. That's Peanut, my favorite stuffed parrot. Without it, the room just wouldn't have that stately flair. A table with a stone top. Always reminds me that there are still many places I've never been to. More an everyday piece of furniture. A solidly built wardrobe. I could put all those really heavy objects from my pockets in there. On the other hand, I'd prefer to have them with me. Who hung those there? The manager? That's enough to scare me. Can you believe it? That's the parcel Montgomery made me mail in Cape Town, and there's no money inside. How am I supposed to leave this blasted island now? A letter. Guess those are notes the agent wrote. Da-da-da, can't trust that shady captain, am therefore sending my valuables ahead. Da-da-da, have invested the captain's wages in real estate to be on the safe side. What? He stuck all my money in what? And once I have arrived on the isle, a handsome profit awaits me. Oh, no. How am I ever going to get my money back? Think, Jack, think. If he's invested my money in real estate somewhere, all I have to do is go down there and claim what's mine. Maybe there's something else in the parcel that could help me do that. The owner is entitled to a certain piece of property, but the deed doesn't get very specific. Could be important.
By the way, your head has a very interesting shape. Very interesting.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. It is merely what I call a personal quirk of mine. Just forget about it.
Huh.
And if you ever have a problem, simply remember that in a pinch, I always have a second key to your room. Hey, keep your fists off my fluids.
That doesn't seem to work.
Well, Mr. Montgomery from London, you say? He's kept himself quite fit for a 45-year-old.
He doesn't seem very British either.
Do you think he drinks tea?
Hardly.
Well, he probably doesn't come from London either.
Do you think so? We should ask him.
All right, Mr. Montgomery, a little question.
An almost embarrassingly easy one for a native of London.
Which species of bird is found on London's most famous clock tower, Big Ben?
Crows?
That's correct.
But that was an easy one. Even tourists know that.
We shall ask you a second question.
Here it is. One of those newfangled trains departs from London at 8:45 for Birmingham.
A train departs from Birmingham for London at the same time.
Both travel at 20 miles an hour.
The train from London has a scale 3 tailwind.
It's raining.
At precisely 5:30 p.m., what is the temperature of the crossing attendant's tea at the Throttleberry Crossing?
There is no blasted crossing at Throttleberry.
Sorry to say, but that is definitely the wrong answer, Mr. Montgomery. We'll have to confiscate your papers, and we cannot let you—
Hey, not my papers. Blast it. That's not going to work.
What else do you want?
All right, I admit I wasn't completely honest.
You wanted to lie to us. You're nothing but scum.
What else am I supposed to say? I'm sorry.
Would you lie to us again?
Who in their right mind would dare to lie to the Empire twice?
Well, I think we can leave off the heavy hand of justice this time, Mr.
Montgomery.
You just don't know when to stop, do you? We'll leave the heavy hand of justice right where it is. You're staying out.
That doesn't seem to work. You should always keep an eye on red socks. You never know what they're up to.
What else do you...
All right. What else am I...
Would you...
Who? Bean.
Bean? That doesn't sound the least bit British. We'll leave the heavy hand of justice.
What else?
All right.
You want...
What else am...
Would you...
Who? Keane.
As a result of your stubbornness and unrelenting will to tread Indian soil, we're willing to believe that you are British.
At last.
Welcome to Botana, Mr. Keane.
And don't go getting yourself into more mischief.
A nice spot for a quiet rest, as long as there are no needles in it. An Indian work elephant. An Indian work elephant. I ask myself if the prison was actually built for a plant. I ask myself if the prison was actually built for a plant. Pop's Supermarket.
Hello, signore. The shop hasn't opened yet. It's still too early, capiche?
I don't really follow.
Dio mio, I'm a businessman, signore.
So you're an Italian businessman?
I'm from India, but I use Italian methods to work with. Sicilian methods, to be precise. You get the drift.
I still don't really follow.
Schimonito, I'm what you call the family. The hush-hush authority in this village.
Oh, whoops. I wasn't planning on joining that kind of family circle.
You can still back out.
Are you involved in this wedding business too?
Naturally. I got my fingers in all the pies in this village, particularly in those involving the wedding. Shari is my daughter.
If that's so, then how do you get along with the doctor when he's supposedly in charge here?
Doctor? I don't know any doctor.
But he owns this island. At least I thought he did.
Okay, I know the doctor, but I couldn't care less about him. After all, what difference does it make in the end who the island belongs to, on paper?
Actually, all I wanted was to do some shopping.
Like I said, the time's not ripe yet. Capiche?
Can't do without one. An ordinary rope. Stylish. That's the somewhat cheaper 1751 model. Bah! That's last year's model. It's completely out. I ask myself how that found its way in here. Nothing special. A dressing room table for putting on makeup, but without the cosmetics. How kitschy. Mind you, if I ever marry, it's going to be on the high seas with a 21 cannon salute. We were always locked into one like that when we misbehaved at the orphanage. Of course, I never saw it myself from the inside. Party sausages, a little past their prime. Freshly butchered meat. One of those types you're better off being nice to.
La la la, true love, oh, it comes a-flying, flutters down from near and far, rays of sun and rainbows shining, dancing high your snow-white star. Dum-de-dum.
Oh, customer! What do you want?
10 pounds of ground beef, if you don't mind.
Ground beef? You are in India, my friend. Cows are sacred here. You'd be ground round before you ever get beef on a bun.
Was that a poem I just heard?
Poem? Huh? You must be hearing things.
Oh, excuse me.
Ah.
How true. If he stood a few feet more to the left, the stone never would have hit him.
He was hit by a stone?
The right...
Good afternoon!
What was that again about your plans for the future?
Gee, if my dear Vincent would only regain his memory at last, we could finally marry after all. Then what we'll do is capture ourselves a ship and raise Keane across the 7 seas.
Just in case you really do capture a ship, let me know. I want out of here.
But don't be in such a rush. Tooth Island is a beautiful island.
I'll have to move on now.
Jeez, what's wrong with you?
What?
You have a nose like a huge potato stuck on your face.
That's not true at all.
Potato face, potato face.
Listen, Big Mouth. Who are you, anyway?
I am in charge of purchasing for our brotherhood. We have a beautiful temple smack in the midst of the jungle. But come to think of it, that's none of your business. And now, if you'll excuse me, Potato Face, I still need to add up everything on today's shopping list.
A fruit stand. Spices. A vegetable stand.
Bless my stars, a new face.
New, you say? Why? I've had it since I was born.
Aha, a joker. I knew this village was still missing something. Oh well, as long as you're not the elephant handler, it's no skin off my back.
What's the story with the elephant handler?
He seduced my granddaughter on Friday. At least, I'm dead certain he did. They got drunk and spent a whole night together, which can mean only one thing.
The whole night?
Yes, into the wee hours. I myself heard them laughing and singing.
Doesn't seem like the right time to interfere, if you ask me.
You obviously don't grasp the far-reaching implications here. The wedding must take place. Hello.
Is that your granddaughter over there?
It sure is, and she's beside herself. Her husband-to-be lost his memory when the temple caved in. But the wedding must be a success. It simply must. Besides that, I've slaved for days cooking up lots of her favorite jam for the party afterward. And now there isn't going to be any party at all.
Then stop harping and give me the jam.
Gee, you know, before it goes to waste, here, take it. Granny's best homemade.
Word has it that some people are crazy about it.
Yes. What did they tell you?
That a prayer wheel grazed him.
Lovely, how lovely. A new customer. Welcome to the Botana Real Estate Leasing Office. In a few years, property prices are going to be 10 times as high. You can bank on that. Perhaps I could interest you in a piece of real estate in our up-and-coming little village?
I'd be more interested in a ship so I can get out of here.
There aren't any ships here. Botana doesn't even have a harbor. The only thing here is an airship line, but the two British guardsmen can certainly tell you more about that.
I would like to learn more about the village.
Aha! What exactly did you want to know?
Who's really in charge on this island? The man outside the supermarket, the British, the doctor, or you?
Naturally, I am. The two British guards were transferred here as punishment for cutting their toenails on the lawn of Buckingham Palace. And as for the doctor, his secret research gives him enough to do. And don't you let old Gopesh tell you anything different.
What's behind all this to-do about a marriage?
Heavens, what a disaster. Just as my son was about to marry, the marriage temple collapsed in a heap. My boy was hit on the head by a stone. Since then, he can't remember a thing. Of course, that's quite tragic for old Gopesh and his daughter too.
Why is that?
Well, I lent them a great deal of money that they can't pay back now. Same old story. Heavens, if they would at least return the elephant piggy bank, I'm sure we could come to an agreement.
I doubt you'll get it back anytime soon.
At any rate, the marriage has been called off for the time being.
I would really like to tour the upper part of the village.
The upper area is reserved for the privileged. Unhappily, not everyone sees it that way. That's why I must guard the door.
I think I'm as privileged as the next man.
Are you a member of a higher caste?
Caste?
There you go.
Why do the rich people live above and the poor people below?
Yes, it actually is unfair. The rich people always have to climb this terribly long stairway.
That's enough information about the village for now.
A marvelous village, as you now are well aware. Perhaps you're ready to buy a piece of real estate now?
Why do you stack your money in piles outdoors?
I have my eye on everything here. I've decided to put a stop to the riffraff that always wants to get a look at the upper village. First and foremost, Uncle Gopesh. He thinks his rightful place is up there. Rubbish. Someone here has got to crack the whip, you know.
Aren't you afraid someone might rob you?
Rob? Me? Don't make me laugh. Who's going to rob me?
The British Guards, for instance?
Why should they rob me? Whether it rains or shines, they give bribes from me every week.
The man from the supermarket, for instance?
Uncle Gopesh, he should give it his best shot.
Me, for example?
Are you familiar with the ancient Indian methods used in cases of thievery? I hope so.
But all signs point to this being a British colony.
On paper, my good man. Only on paper.
Fair enough. Certainly no one here is going to rob you.
Not if you know what's good for you.
About those properties.
Oh, I have fabulous properties for you. Take your time. Have a look.
One of those properties belongs to me.
No doubt you have a deed you can show me to prove it.
I have a deed here.
Oh, congratulations. Your money is well invested. Here is the key to your dream house in the Green Quarter.
Wow. I'm a homeowner. If I had my way, I'd rather be a ship owner. But who knows what kind of jewel awaits me?
Enjoy it.
It says, next reading of self-penned poetry, Monday, 12 p.m. at the Butcher's. Smoke's coming out of the chimney. That doesn't seem to work. That's not going to work. That doesn't seem to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to... Smoke's coming out of the chimney.
I must say, it did surprise me to hear he was such...
Locked. That's not going to work. That doesn't seem to work. An old rotten hatch that could be hiding a secret. Looks a bit run down to me. That doesn't seem to work. Looks a bit run down to me. Looks a bit run down to me. That doesn't seem... Lady Rupiah gave me the key. Lady Rupiah gave me the key. That's not going to work. A forlorn grave. Creepy. Locked. Locked. Burnt down halfway. That doesn't seem to work. Burnt down halfway. That's not going to work. You should always keep an eye on red socks. You never know what they're... That doesn't seem to work. I don't think that'll work. That's not going to work. A keyhole. Hey, that thing's just a run-down dump. Looks a bit run down to me. A keyhole. Looks a bit run down to me. Looks a bit run down. A keyhole. The house is in ruins.
I I'd say ruins is overdoing it a bit.
It's a broken down heap.
Heavens, it's a fast-moving business. I can't do a thing about it.
But you said it's a dream house.
True, but generally speaking, our customers are very satisfied. Freak exceptions are always part of the bargain. Let's say it just wasn't your lucky day. Tut, my good man. I'm willing to meet you more than halfway. I'll buy the house back from you. Taking depreciation since the last sale into consideration, that amounts to £10, 1 shilling.
What? 10 quid and 1 shilling are all that's left on my reward?
Whatever sort of reward it is that you keep on babbling about, I'd say the answer is yes.
Curses.
That's that. Yet another route to my estate has been successfully blocked. No one is going to make their way up here so easily anymore. And the new fence? Does it work? Wonderful! You know, you are really the only one with any common sense on this island. Apart from me, of course. Dear, if only people were all like apes. I wouldn't feel nearly so inclined to annihilate them. And now, let us proceed to the airfield and inspect the new balloons. At last, the monkey balloon ship shall sail into the air, loaded with tea-eating plants. My competitors shall soon be down for the count. We shall let the little chap soar over the tea plantations of Ceylon first thing tomorrow. You're right. Let's have some tea and biscuits.
Though he is a bit soft around the edges, my beau.
I don't think that'll work. That doesn't seem to work.
Like it or not, I'll have to correct that.
I'd be better off feeding the jam to somebody else.
Ooh, my favorite jam! That will take my mind off all this. But only for a little while, because the jar's already empty. As empty as I feel. Here, take the empty jar back. All it does is depress me.
La la la. Yours. Oh, today's special.
I heard a poem from over there again.
You didn't hear a thing. Those ears need a good washing, and I can give you a hand if need be.
Sorry, I'm a vegetarian.
Too bad for you, but that's not my fault. Maybe the pharmacist in the upper village has something to cure that.
I'll find out your little secret eventually.
My secret recipe, at any rate, is liver pate. Be gone with you, you nosy busybody.
Stylish.
The shop hasn't opened yet.
I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. That doesn't seem to work. That's not going to work. That doesn't seem to work.
We haven't opened for business.
Excuse me.
We are only doing our duty in the name of the Queen.
You are very annoying in the name of the Queen.
Hey, watch out how you use the Queen's name,
What is supposed to have happened that was so bad? Pando's taxi, at your service. Theoretically, if it wasn't for that pair of pesky nuisances over there who refused to raise the barrier.
Why are you arguing with the British soldiers?
I'm not sure if I can handle all that at once. Now, my story of what happened is, I went to a party on Friday night, an amazing shindig. After all, I'm the most desirable bachelor in the whole village. And the next morning, it was a total blank. I can't remember a thing. The guardsmen claim that I rode my elephant drunk as a lord, that I crashed into the little guardhouse and lost a butt light in the process. There is no way it could all have happened like that. On the other hand, the butt light really is broken.
And that's why they revoked your license?
If I could straighten out just a few of the things I'm accused of, my guess is they would be happy. But I don't have 10 pounds for the drunken driving, and I haven't the slightest clue how I'm supposed to get that rubbish about ramming the guardhouse out of their heads.
I must get to that airfield.
I'd be happy to take you there, but unfortunately these officers refuse to raise the barrier.
Is there something wrong with entering the jungle on foot?
You could normally. The road leads past the Punjab Inn into the ticket, but a few trees have toppled across the road. Clearing it would be a piece of cake for my elephant, but I'm not allowed on the road. Beside that, why would anyone want to cross the jungle on foot? As dangerous as it is in there, that would be about the same as a death wish. There's only one person here who would dare to go in there alone, a wise old potter, but he's doing his business at the moment. In other words, my elephant is the only sensible means of crossing the jungle right now.
See you later.